our next speaker up is Julieann Kelly. She's coming over. Yeah, there you go to her.
Just stick that megaphone out.
Easy, don't go, sorry.
Okay.
I know many of you are aware of the Craigavon 2, Brendan McComb, John Paul Wooten. But for those of you who don't know, here are a few of the basic facts of their case. On the 9th of March 2009, Constable Stephen Carroll was shot and killed in Craigavon. One day later, on the 10th of March 2009, Brendan and John Paul were arrested. They were convicted on the 30th of March 2012. Brendan was sentenced to 25 years, while John Paul was sentenced to 14, which was increased by 4 years on appeal by the PPS in October 2014. At their trial, there was no evidence shown to prove either man had been directly involved in the shooting. The evidence and testimony of so-called witnesses lacked any solid link to either man. The prosecution's key witness, known as Witness M, claimed to have seen Brendan wearing a green, knee-length army jacket with a German logo on it at the scene from a distance of about 16 yards in the rain. A miracle for someone with sight issues. His own partner would not corroborate his story of that night. It took him 11 months to come forward, and he was drunk when he made the phone call. He's been proved to have lied under oath. Large extracts of his statement have been redacted. Add to this, he is paid by the PNSI, he gets an allowance for his children, and other financial benefits are covered by the Crown Forces. A brown waist-length jacket was recovered within hours of the shooting. It was dry. Funny thing when it was raining that night, but it was not the green-length army coat M described. DNA and traces of what could be gunpowder was on the jacket found in John Paul's car. There were multiple sources of DNA on the jacket, but they only followed up on Brendan's. Both men's houses were searched, but nothing was found. The assault rifle and several rounds of ammunition used in the shooting were recovered, but no forensic link was made to either of the two. Fingerprints found on the gun didn't match either of them. The tracking device planted on John Paul's car by MI5 showed he had not been near the housing estate where the gun was found. It showed the car left the housing estate a quarter of a kilometre from the scene 10 minutes after the shooting occurred. They claimed he dropped Brendan home, but it showed the doors were never opened near Brendan's home. Yet, once it got into the hands of the Crown Forces, it was mysteriously wiped. No explanation was given for that, and when it was handed back, it was in an altered state with data missing. At the time of the conviction, the prosecution claimed that the forensic tests carried out on the brown jacket in the car identified gun residue and DNA linking it to Brendan. It was reported in 2009 that the test showed that Brendan was, more likely than not, to have been the wearer of the coat. It was also reported that a forensic scientist who carried out tests on the brown jacket said that while she found traces of substances that could have originated from a firearm source, that the absence of barium or mercury means that there may be another source. She therefore concluded that the forensic result could only be regarded as indicative of the coke containing gun residue. In the early court hearings, the resident magistrate admitted that he was not satisfied that the case against Brendan was the strongest, but it was enough to refuse him bail. There can be no doubt that two innocent men are serving time in prison for a crime they didn't commit. Flawed evidence, a completely unreliable witness who's paid by the Crown Forces, has taken Brendan and John Paul away from their families. It seems even Stephen Carroll's widow, Kate Carroll, knows they did not kill her husband. She said that while she believes that Brendan and John Paul were not totally innocent, she believes that the killers are still not apprehended. Dublin City Council unanimously passed a motion calling for the immediate release of both men. South Dublin Council also unanimously passed a motion supporting the Craigavon 2. Members of the UCU have unanimously supported a motion backing the call for a re-examination of the case. I have no doubt this is another case of a miscarriage of justice, just like the Guildford 4, the Maguire 7 and the Birmingham 6. If you have any doubt and you want to know more, please go onto the C2 Facebook page. Thank you.